Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 17, and welcome back to the Western Shore. It is the first day of autumn, and things have not gone 100% according to plan, but not necessarily in a bad way. It's not like the wheels came off or anything, but as always, we need to improvise a little bit and figure some things out, figure out what to do next. So, first thing we'll do is we'll go to the map. As always, we'll go to the map. You know, field 48, 49, 50 and 51 still show as grass, but these have been converted to arable. 59, these all had canola in them. Canola, when you harvest it, the discharge from the combine harvester is chaff, right? Now, field 6-4, we rode this up. So our discharge was straw into a row, and then we baled it. When we look to this menu right here, because we're running the chopped straw mod built into the map, and we're running the hard manure mod, the chaff counted as the first layer of fert. Had we not applied any, these would be level one layer. When we threw our first layer of hard manure, that counted as the second layer, and then when we folded it in, that counted as the third layer. So we won't need to mess with tramlines. We won't need to fertilize these fields again. We can't. They're already triple fertilized. Field 54 was potatoes. I did plow those under, and they were triple fertilized. That holds the fertilizer bonus. Field 5-2 was grass. That was triple fertilized. We plowed that under. So we're good to go. The only fields that we'll need to apply a third layer to are field 55 that had potatoes in it, no chaff there. And 64, like I said, we had a row and we made straw bales. 63 we just bought. It didn't have anything in it. It was fallow, so we'll need to get a third layer on here as well. So that's what's going on. As far as harvesting our corn, it's not ready yet. So we can't harvest it. We can't bring it in. But we don't necessarily need to, because if we go here, well, once again, the finances, 100,000 from pigs this morning. However, I sold them down to breeding stock because they're not reproducing anymore. So I was curious about that. Would they reproduce all year round? They do not. It seems to stop on the first day of autumn. Cows as well, but we are up to 52. We've doubled our milk output. We're getting close to 15,000 a day from milk. The sheep are no longer reproducing. They are still making wool, and we're getting about 6,000 a day from wool. Price isn't very good right now, but I'm still selling it. It's bringing money in. So this is what's going on. Now, the pigs not reproducing, that changes things a little bit, because at any given moment, we won't have 100 plus pigs, and they'll be eating a lot less. So something to think about there. We do have weather to worry about. If I can get this on. Yep. We do have weather to worry about. It is going to rain a lot during the autumn. So it's supposed to rain today and then for the next 3 days straight. So the corn harvest could be, we'll really need to be careful. But I think there's enough corn that we're not going to be... Did you just hear a sound? What was that sound? Oh, I got my headset on, but I think I just heard some kind of system sound from one of my PCs. I don't know. So we'll need to be careful about getting as much of that corn in as we can. Hopefully we won't lose any of it. But we'll need to work around the rain, I guess is what I'm saying. So in the meantime, we're going to start seeding these fields with canola. And let's do a couple things. First off, let's confirm, yes, we can plant canola right now. I forget that sometimes. Let us also confirm that we have canola selected as our seed. And we do. I've made that mistake before. So this is field 59. Let's get rid of that. Oh, and you know what? I just remembered I forgot to mess with the lights on this. So the lights are going to be, they're going to do that thing they do. I do apologize. There's a lot going on. This is more work than I thought it would be. I don't mind doing it. I'm really enjoying the channel and the videos and you as an audience and everything. I really am. Why does that look so wide? How wide is this thing? That says 4.2 meters, but that bar that it gave us was very wide. Let's just confirm so we don't have gaps. 4 meters. And that says 4.2. Let's go, let's make it 4. All right? If it's 4, let's make it 4. It still looks wide, but what can you do? All right, so this is all good. Generate me a course. Thank you. And it is, it always seems to start in that same corner. Not sure why. Let's get over onto the grass as quickly as we can. Oh, grass. I forgot to check that. I seriously did. As soon as we get this JCB going, we'll check that grass. And see, I assume that it's in because what we're driving over right now has grown since we drove over and around it last time we were working this field yesterday. So I assume that our third cut is in. I need a start point here. Help me out. It is right there. Okay. So I did this drill that we have on here, the drill and hopper. I did buy that, and the one that we're going to jump on the other field right across the lane. I bought that one as well with all of our fat stacks of loot, all of our money that we have. I figured why not, and it was a little bit tricky trying to figure out what to buy. Ultimately, I did go with items from the Coon pack, from the Coon DLC. So we want to go here. First waypoint. Please, excuse the lights. Pardon the lights when they come on. I need to fix this. Note to self. All right, here we go. Bridge markers deactivated. That and field speed. Slow that down. All right. So we did go with 2 items from the Coon pack. We went with the 4.2 meter, 2-piece, and then we also went with the 3-meter trailed. The 4-meter is 100 horsepower, I believe. But it can only run on the JCB or the 5600 because of that front hopper. There's no place for seed to go on that drill other than in the hopper. It does not have its own baskets on the drill. So we can run it on 2 tractors with hydraulics and with enough power. We come over here. This thing can really run on any of our tractors. This requires 120 horsepower, and all of our tractors have 120, including the 1255. So I think this kit makes the most sense. It's not the most glamorous. It's not a mod, but I think it's the smart kit to use. 51. Okay, so we'll go here, and we want... Go back. Nope, we're in the right place. Field 51. Right, like so. This thing is super long and not terribly wide, so we do need to go, unfortunately, 4 headlands, and we'll have some gaps. All right, generate me a course. And we're starting... oh, you know what? Hang on. Before I forget, bypass islands. Yep. I always forget that in this field there is 1 power pole. Looks like it skirts it, so we don't really need to worry about that. Okay. Get down here. And we will need to get turned around. Hang on. Let's go in from the other side. So we're not driving all over the field trying to get turned around. Let's just go in through the other gate. If I can get this thing backed out. There we go, that's better. What else is going on? Yeah, grass, third cut. I will bring that in off camera. And that is, as far as my math indicates, that is the end of our money problems. Because we will have close to 1 million liters of silage down at the BGA. And that should clear us about 300 to 350,000. And our loan right now is 300,000 even. So we will be 100% out of debt once we sell that silage. I did get a tip. I said I wanted to mention potatoes again. I did get a tip from somebody. They said, hey, don't plow your potatoes under. Take them down to the compost master. That is a great tip, and that is 100% correct. We could have done that. However, we would have had to spend the money and the time to get them harvested, and what we would have ended up with is compost, which we could use as fertilizer. The problem is, at the moment, we have more fertilizer than we know what to do with. Hang on, concentrate. Oh yeah, it worked out. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure what end we were going to come in on, but that did work out. And now, so we'll get rid of this. I feel like our start point is directly on the other side of this power pole. Ugh! All right. And it is. I think the smart play here is to do this first one manually. Because it's just too close to that pole. Okay. I don't think we have to unfold this thing. No, we do not. So we'll back up here. We'll confirm that we also have canola selected. And we do. All right, so we'll put it in gear. We'll turn this thing on. We'll lower. And we'll just go to the end of this first length. Right there. Beautiful. Get this turned around. I didn't forget. I'm still on that thought. We'll tie that thought off, and then we'll put this thing to work. And then from here, we're going to say, not first waypoint, but next closest. Wrong tool for this mode. Hang on. There we go. Next closest. All right. Why does that look not correct? Nope. Okay. Stop at last. Ridge markers deactivated. Turn this off. Turn that off. There we go. So we've got, well, you saw when we looked at animals, we've got 150,000 liters of slurry at the cow farm. We've got 100,000 at the pig farm. We've got another 50,000 down at the BGA of digestate. Cows and pigs combined, I think, made about 150,000 liters of hard manure last year, or the end of this year. This current season that we're in, they made about 150,000 liters. So we've got all the fertilizer that we need, more than we need, in a way. And the only problem with selling manure and just sticking with, God, I got to fix those lights. I'm so sorry. The only reason we don't want to sell manure is because we're running the hard manure mod. It's actually worth twice as much. So if we were to take one trailer load down to the manure sell point and sell it whatever we got for it, it would be as though we got that same amount for 2 trailer loads. Because that one trailer, when we spread it on fields and fold it in, is actually worth twice as much. So that's a great tip to do that with the potatoes. But unfortunately, because of the way our economics is kind of shaking out, I don't know that it would have been the best thing. So I did go ahead and plow those under. Saved us a lot of time too. The field is already triple fertilized, and we can begin getting wheat in there sooner rather than later and get it all in as a winter crop. So hopefully next summer, all those crops will be ready to harvest a little bit earlier. And I think, what else do we have for housekeeping? I can't remember. Oh, and the last thing we're going to do, if I didn't mention it, we're going to go down here and hop in the T-dub, fill up our sprayer with slurry from the pig farm and take it up to one of our 2 new fields. I'm sorry, we have 1 new field and 1 wheat field from last season that only has a single layer of fert on it. Or you know what? This potato field, same way, we don't have to drive all around. We'll just come right across the lane and get that started here, and then we'll call it. So yep, that is what is going on. We don't have a ton of corn left for the pigs, but I'm not really worried about them right now. I don't want them to die, obviously, but they won't die if they don't have corn. It would decrease their productivity, but they're not doing anything now anyway, so it doesn't matter if their productivity drops a little bit. So we will, if the corn runs out before we're able to bring some corn in, not a problem, not the end of the world. All right, so let's pull this up far enough. I don't think the T-dub will have any problem hooking up to that sprayer, but we'll get the 1255 out of the way just the same. So I'll hop in here. Oh, and there's one more thing, and this sort of relates to the lights on the JCB. You may be seeing some smearing and some resolution drops in FarmSim videos on YouTube. I don't know what the cause of that is. My capture is, like right now I'm running at ultra settings and everything's fine on my end. And that's, when I say that, I'm not like, everything's fine on my end, not worried about you. I really don't like those drops. But everything is on ultra settings and I'm capturing with Shadowplay, which is, it's not the best app, but one thing that I do like about it is it captures directly from the card and whatever is going to your monitor, that's what shadow play captures. So that is good. When I look at the raw files that come out of shadow play, no smearing in those. When I look at my conversion, I'm looking to fill this thing. Where is my... did we have this problem before? I forget. Hang on. Let me see where the trigger is. When I look at my conversion, because I have to convert, there's an intermediate file that I have to convert to stabilize my frame rate. Yeah, here's the problem. The trigger's over here. The trigger is right here. Okay, it's not interesting. It's not at the hose. It's back there in the corner. My conversion is clean. And then after I render, that is clean as well. I think what may be happening is YouTube detects everything. I posted a SnowRunner live stream yesterday, and I got a copyright claim from Epidemic Sound within, I'd say, probably 40 seconds. There we go. Is that right? Oh. No, that's right. No, that's not right. It's got digestate in it. Interesting. I didn't even look at that. It's 80% full of digestate, and that's why it's not taking slurry. Okay, no problem. So where are we at on time? We're at 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and empty this, and then we'll come back and we will refill with slurry. Bottom line, YouTube has technology and software that knows what kind of video you're posting. Doesn't matter what you put in the description. They can detect what kind of video it is. I suspect that gaming videos get a different compression algorithm than other types of videos. And everybody who's hosting, including a company as big as YouTube, Google, Alphabet, everybody wants to minimize data and bandwidth. So they've got compression algorithms. And my fear is that because Google, YouTube is detecting this as a gaming video, they are essentially decreasing the resolution on areas that they detect are the same color. And what that means is fields and crops and grass, that's where you see it the most. It'll just smear out to like 240p. The tractor itself will stay at 1080, but everything around it will drop down to super low res. The name that I've heard for it is smearing, and I've been seeing it more lately, but I haven't done anything differently. So I think it's possible that is coming from Google, YouTube, and I will do everything that I can to minimize or eliminate that. But unfortunately, specifically in Farm Sim, you may be seeing some smearing, and I apologize for that. I'll do what I can. So, yep, that's everything that's on my list, and we will continue working these fields. I will probably spend the rest of today, the first day of autumn, getting canola and wheat in, and then we will hopefully be harvesting corn next episode. But like I said, it's not that critical. We will need to work between the rain showers, but it's not that critical now because our pigs can sort of go hungry now that they're not breeding anymore. So yeah, that's all the stuff that's going on the farm. Man, I just cannot get enough of this farm. I'm waiting for it to like begin getting stale. We're at almost 170 hours on this save game. It hasn't even begun to get stale. It is, it's just an amazing map. It's amazing. I love it. Kudos to Bullet Bill and Frontier Design. They did an amazing job on this. So, yep, I think that is everything on my list. And, yep, that's all I got. So we'll get a headland in here. And what was... Oh, there was one thing I wanted to ask. Real farmers. Oh, what was it that I wanted to ask you? I can't remember. Something about, I don't know, some process or technique. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. Is it possible to get enough fertilizer on a field? And I understand you can't just layer it on there. I understand the chemistry of it and the... it's more... There's more science to it than just piling fertilizer on a field and then everything is fine. But is it possible to get enough fertilizer on a field that you don't have to fertilize those crops again until, well, you don't have to fertilize them again? The next intervention that you have with them is maybe spraying herbicide or harvesting. But other than that, they cannot accept any more and do not need any more fertilizer. Because it's, I mean, you know, I love my tram lines. I really do. But I also like the idea of, I feel like that's realistic, that crops do need fertilizer after they begin to grow. There's different stages of growth, and some of those stages are, it's really advantageous to apply fertilizer during that stage. So I don't know. I don't know if it's possible to pre-fertilize soil in a way that you just don't have to add anything else. But if it is, do let me know. Because we certainly don't have to this year. For most of our fields, they are good to go. And we have so much fertilizer. More than we need. More than I know what to do with. It's a good problem to have, though. And what else is going on? We'll buy the Coon, from the Coon DLC, we'll buy the planter, the 6.5 meter planter for corn, and I think that's it. I really wanted to get the Lemken, the ITS Lemken Azurit. The problem is it requires 200 horsepower, and that means the only tractor we could have used it on would be the JCB, and I didn't want to have that, you know what I mean? I didn't want to be limited. As it is now, we can use either of the drills that we have right now on either the JCB or the Massey, and we can use our 3-meter drill on any tractor that we own. So that gives us a lot more options and a lot more variety as far as, you know, what we can do when it comes time to plant. So I think that works. What have we got on time? 20 minutes. Oh, this is going to work out. This is going to work out. We'll drain this thing dry. We'll head over to the slurry pit at the pigs, and we'll get this thing filled up. I didn't even realize this still had digestate in it from the last time we filled up and sprayed from the BGA. God. Oh, and I gotta do. God. I need to finish planting canola, drilling canola, and I also need to do third cut and get that all down to the BGA, get it compacted, and get a cover on it. I like our Tetris plan. I like the idea that we're just going to play this map until I no longer have time between episodes to do what I need to get done. I think that's a very natural and very organic kind of flow to the map. We're just going to keep piling on responsibilities and tasks until I can't handle it anymore. Stopped unexpectedly. What? I think I bumped a button on my gamepad there and tried to put this thing into auto mode. Not having it. All right, let's go fill up, and we'll get this thing going. And then from here, we also need, what did we say? Yeah, our 2 big fields on the other side. We've got to do our wheat field, or what was our wheat field, and we've got to do our new field. Okay, and then everything will have 3 layers of fert. Fantastic. Man, I'm so happy with pigs. We made like $500,000 from pigs. We bought a lot of equipment, but we made like £500,000 from pigs. Pigs have never been profitable for me before. And in this case, I'm comfortable saying 100% they are profitable. It's not, there's no question that the farm is making money. There we go. There's no question that the farm is making money, and is it really making money, or is one part of the farm subsidizing another part? I wonder about that a lot. Like the dairy right now, even though we're making $10,000, $12,000 a day from milk sales, have we paid off the debt that we accrued to get the dairy started in terms of buying the cows, the equipment, the baler, right? Is the dairy profitable yet? Could be. Could be. The pigs are definitely 100% profitable. And that is the first time that's ever happened to me in Farm Sim. In any Farm Sim. 15, 17, or 19. I just don't have good luck with them. Not till now. All right, so this thing is full, and we've still got 85,000 liters in there. God, and 150,000 at the dairy. Yeah, we don't ever have to buy fertilizer. I also like there's sort of an organic aspect to it, you know, self-sustaining. There's a great video I saw. New Holland has a 100% energy independent loop farm where you take chaff and crop waste and animal waste and all kinds of other things to an on-site fermenter bioreactor and use that to make methane that powers the tractors. And you can, I don't know if it's 100% closed loop off the grid, but it's certainly close, and that's very cool. It's very cool. And I don't know how farmers feel about organic this, environmental that. I don't know. But I know they like to save money. And the idea that you would not have to buy fuel, I think that could be very appealing. I don't know what your total cost is and when you break even on an investment like that, a bioreactor. It's probably a lot cheaper to go down to the Shell station and get a tank of gas than it is to buy and build a bioreactor on your farm. But, when you look at it as a long-term investment, those sorts of things can pay for themselves in 5 years or 10 years or whatever. And after that, step 4, profit. All right, turn in the hedge a little bit here. And I think that's us. Yeah, that's 26, 27 minutes. That's us done. There you have it. So let's get this going. Kind of like that. Try to get lined up straight here, like that. I'll turn that off, like that. I'll come down here and we'll call it. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 17. This is the Western Shore. We'll see you next time. Take care now.